President Donald Trump is targeting how Americans vote, this time promising an executive order to eliminate mail-in ballots.
And I'm Tricia Keene. Thanks for joining us tonight. More than 47 million voters used mail-in ballots in 2024, including Donald Trump himself in past elections. Now, there is no evidence of widespread fraud. And under the Constitution, states, not the president, control election rules.
We, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order that's being written right now by the best lawyers in the country to end mail-in ballots because they're corrupt.
And any order would likely face legal challenges.
Well, after President Trump's comments, state officials defended Nevada's elections as secure and said mail-in voting has become the most popular way to cast a ballot right here in our Silver State.
Senior political reporter Steve Sebelius has been following this story all day. He explains what we know so far.
The first thing you should know, the president can't end mail ballots using an executive order. Under Article 1, Section 4 of the Constitution, state legislatures write the rules for federal elections, although Congress can supersede that by law. Nevada Secretary of State Cisco Aguilar told me in an interview today, Nevadans all over the state use mail-in ballots, even in places where President Trump won big.
We know that in Nevada, mail ballots are the preferred way to vote. We know that some of our most rural communities, you look at Nye County, Douglas County, they are the highest adopters of mail ballots. When we talk about elections in Nevada, we know they're safe, they're secure, and they're accessible. Accessibility being a priority.
Now, prior to last year, Trump was never a fan of mail-in ballots. He urged his supporters to go to the polls in person. But after losing the 2020 election by more than 7 million votes, Trump and the GOP changed their rhetoric and embraced mail and early voting. During an election training event in Henderson in 2024, I asked Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Whatley about mail ballots after Lieutenant Governor Stavros Anthony blamed his super close 2020 loss in a county commission race on late arriving mail. Take a listen to that exchange.
You hear Lieutenant Governor Stavros Anthony tell you that the mail ballots cost him that election and that there was infirm election? I mean, how can you on the one hand embrace mail ballots, but on the other hand hear stories like his that say he lost his office because of them?
I mean, I'll defer to the Lieutenant Governor if you want to.
Well, I don't think the chairman is embracing mail-in ballots. He said that's the way it is in Nevada. So
but you're embracing mail-in ballots, so you're not.
Yeah, absolutely, I am. Yeah, but.
President Trump himself during the 2024 election urged voters to use every method available to vote, even voting by mail. But the new book, 2024, reveals that after early voting ended in November, Trump returned to his original position that people should only vote in person on paper ballots. Now, mail ballots were introduced during the pandemic, and that accounted for nearly half of all the votes cast in 2020. But even after the lockdown ended, half the voters who cast ballots in 2022 did so by mail, and 45% did so in 2024, an election President Trump won here in Nevada and nationwide. Reporting in studio, I'm Steve Sebelius.